What's up, guys? I just saw UFC 287. Israel Adesanya just knocked out Alex Pereira out cold. Wow, that was very impressive. Very incredible fight. I I did think that Adesanya was gonna win. I wanted him to win, but I didn't think he was gonna do it in that way. I thought he was gonna grapple. Now, once that he even shoot a takedown in this fight, he was like the first round was close. I did score the first round for Pereira. He was landing some good leg kicks. Again, like the calf kick seemed to bother Adesanya, but Adesanya was doing some good work, landing some good shots, landing some great body kicks, and Pereira wasn't pressuring at all. It was kind of fought in the center of the cage. Towards the end he was a bit, but it was in the second round that he really started to pressure, and that was scary for Adesanya because we all saw the last fight. When he was getting backed up, that's when it looked like he was very vulnerable. And he actually tricked Pereira. He stayed on the fence, and he was actually willing to throw it back this time in the pocket. And Pereira throws when he's in the pocket, he throws and then his hands come down. He throws from his hips, so his hands come down very often. And Adesanya stood his ground. He was blocking shots. It looked like he was eating them. Pereira was getting more confident, and obviously he was just being offensively minded. And when you're offensively minded, you're not thinking of my opponent's gonna throw. You're just kind of throwing. And that's one thing I was seeing from Pereira. He was always hitting pads, sparring with people, but he was always hitting them, and there was never anything coming back. The pads, obviously, sometimes the coach will try to hit you at times to make sure you keep your guard up and you stay defensively aware. But Pereira was just smashing his pads with just power shots over and over. But Adesanya, that's how he caught him in this first MMA fight. Pereira went in the pocket. He didn't respect Adesanya, and Adesanya cracked him with a 1-2. And then with the hook, and we seen that if there was 3 more seconds in that fight, in that first round, he would have knocked that Pereira out. And in this fight, there's plenty of time left in round 2. He clipped him with a huge right hand, and Pereira just got rocked, and Adesanya hit him with a left hand and right hand, and he went out cold. And I mean, this wasn't where he dropped him and then hit him again. No, he was out cold, unconscious. And then he hit him with a few ground and pound shots. But man, that was masterful from Israel. And I'm very happy for him. I'm a huge fan. I did believe in him. I was scared, but it's always great when you see someone like that who's just able to finally conquer their demon. This is really his biggest demon. Everyone was saying, "Oh, he just has his number. He's his kryptonite." But realistically, if we look back at the first fight, in my opinion, I thought Adesanya won that first ever kickboxing fight. The second fight, fair enough, Pereira knocked him out. Third fight in MMA, Pereira won. And this fight, Izzy just knocked him out faster than Pereira did. Because when they fought in kickboxing, Pereira knocked him out in the 3rd round. Then in MMA, Pereira knocked him out in the 5th round. But that was out cold. And that was very smart. As I said, it looked like he was vulnerable. He made him think he was weak, and he blasted him. And that's a huge deal. That just shows the fight IQ of Israel Adesanya, because if anyone was in there, they really thought, okay, he's just standing still and covering up. I'm gonna go off on him. I'm gonna get him with a whole bunch of shots. I'm gonna hurt him, and I'm gonna get him out of there. That's probably what Pereira was thinking. Obviously, he's got a lot of power, but Israel stood his ground. He didn't even go for the grappling, which is crazy. I thought he was as soon as I saw the first round, I was okay, maybe he's gonna try to grapple later in the fight. But I mean, this is very, very close. And Pereira won the first round with his leg kicks, but Adesanya was landing a lot of body kicks, which in that first MMA fight, he wasn't doing that until round 4. He was throwing a lot more body kicks, but earlier on, he was looking to land his leg kicks. But Pereira was checking most of them, and Israel was just not having too much effect with it. But in this fight, he was having a lot of success from the southpaw stance, actually. And Pereira would like kind of try to like go for his leg kicks and like go for his right head kick, but Adesanya saw them all, like was leading out the way. And I'm thinking about Pereira. It seems like he might have been like I don't know. There's just something about his energy that seemed a bit arrogant to me. I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but he was just kind of like wiping his nose at times, kind of putting his hands down, not pressuring as much, and like I thought he was gonna be more aggressive because I thought he would want to be like just race all out and just like kind of go at him and knock him out and make it like so there's no argument that Adesanya was winning. But no, he kind of took his time. He was just like kind of like it seemed like he was playing around, but you can't play with a sharpshooter like Israel, a sniper like that. And a lot of people are already talking about the trilogy, but in my opinion, Pereira needs to go fight like a contender because, in my opinion, anyone who's a UFC champion, they only should get an instant rematch if they defend their belt 3 times or more. Like if you don't even defend the belt, why are you getting an immediate rematch? It doesn't make any sense to me. That's outrageous. Adesanya had like 5 title defenses, so he definitely deserves it. He does definitely deserve the rematch, but like guys like Pereira who just won the belt, like no, that's a joke. So I think he's gonna have to fight some other contender. In the meantime, you could probably do Whitaker versus Adesanya, or you could this is tough because he's beat most of these guys, so they might actually do the trilogy of Pereira. But the problem is Pereira's gonna be out for 6 months. He just got knocked out bad. Adesanya is not gonna wait around for 6 months, so they could go on with that Whitaker trilogy. And he can even go to 205. He could fight Jamal Hill. Who knows? But we'll see. Israel Adesanya just showed how great he is. I'll quickly talk about the rest of the card. I thought Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal, that won how I thought it would, with Gilbert Burns beating by decision pretty evidently. He did drop him. He also took him down. He kind of had his way with him, with the way he was taking him down. But in the end, he was just the better fighter, and it kind of looked like a mismatch. In the first round, it was close. But Gilbert Burns, in my opinion, on the first round, in the later half of the round, towards the end of it, he just was beating him. And then round 2, he actually dropped him with a left hook, and then he just controlled him on the ground. One thing that was pretty surprising was how much Gilbert was landing that right hand. It was really open, and Jorge was not seeing it or defending it. Just pretty odd that right hand was landing like that, but it is what it is. Jorge called it. He's a career. He's been a great fighter. I'm a huge fan of his as well. He's a great fighter and always in fun fights. Even if he wins or loses, he's always gonna go out there and give it his all. And he's had a great run. Never was able to be the champion, but there's just a lot of guys that had a great style, that worked really well on him. And there's no shame in that. He always showed up, fought the best guys, and became the BMF champion. And for Gilbert Burns, he's in a great spot right now. He's on a good win streak. I think the next step for him is he should fight Bilal Muhammad, because they both have cases now to be the next in line after Colby Covington, which, at this point, it's Covington clearly doesn't deserve it, but Bilal and Colby should fight, in my opinion, in the main event of Fight Night. Make it over 5 rounds, so that way, it's just a clear winner. But that's a good fight. I think Gilbert will be the favorite because he's got the power, the striking. He's got better striking as well. He's got better grappling. I think maybe the cardio could go to Bilal, but I'm not exactly sure how Bilal will go about fighting him. If he gets hit, he can get put away. He goes to the ground, he could get submitted. So it's not a good fight for him. But great win for Gilbert Burns. And then another fight which was Adrian Yanez versus Ralph Vaughn. And man, I'm surprised. I thought Yanez was gonna win. I'm a big fan of Yanez. I still am. I think he's a fun fighter to watch, but I did not think that Ralph Vaughn was gonna stop him like that. If anything, I thought Yanez was gonna be the one that stopped Ralph Vaughn because of how much damage Ralph Vaughn took versus Jose Aldo and Marlon Vera. But he did great. He had a great jab, great power, and great pop. And actually, it was mainly his accuracy and timing, because he was just popping Yanez, and Yanez was actually like starting to like figure it out a bit, like getting his head out the way and like going for overhands to counter it and stuff like that. But a veteran like Ralph Vaughn is going to be able to mix it up. So he was throwing some hooks off it, lead hooks, rear hooks, and actually that right hand was his money maker. He was able to hurt Yanez surprisingly and put him away. So I was not expecting that, but overall, UFC 287 was a great card. And yeah, I'm just excited, and make sure you guys tune into my future videos. So I'm going to have plenty more to talk about in the future.